In terms of economic vocabulary, standard of living defines multiple aspects of life based on the part of the world someone resides. In this area, we will discuss how the standard of living will affect their quality of life. This conversation will focus on the female's perspectives and facts. To support this definition, we will illustrate an exchange of conversation between two different female students from Nepal and Afghanistan. Two friends started talking about their motherland and how their lives were before they reached America. The student from Nepal was named Nikita Nepali, and the student from Afghanistan was named Aashma Khan. Nikita said, "Aashma, what are your plans for your future educational goals?" Aashma said sadly, "Nikita, I can't say anything because I am already engaged to marry my second cousin. My future husband will not allow me to pursue higher education." Nikita said with raised eyebrows, "How come?" Aashma replied, "Women's literacy in Afghanistan is among the lowest in the world, about 14%. However, a change has taken place. Previously, only 3% of girls went to school. Now about 36% receive an education." Aashma continued, "However, I will not be attending school after my marriage." Nikita said, "Holy cow, I did not know that." Also, Nikita advised Aashma, "Then don't marry that narrow-minded man. You deserve a better person. You can find the most eligible bachelor here in America." Aashma said furiously, "Oh my gosh, please Nikita, don't say that out loud in front of my family members, because Muslims are prohibited to marry outside of their religion." Now Nikita seems to understand her anxiety. Nikita said curiously, "Aashma, in Afghanistan, is there no freedom of speech nor freedom of religion?" Aashma replied calmly, "Freedom of religion and freedom of speech have changed in recent years because the current government in Afghanistan took over in 2002. However, the matter remains unchanged for us because the majority of people are followers of radical Islam. Also, females are frightened to raise their concerns against the Taliban." Aashma also indicated that there could be one of these factors. Afghani females' life expectancy is only 60.57 years on average. She also countered, "Nikita, tell me about your country. How are things for females in Nepal?" Nikita continued the conversation by saying, "Aashma, we have a female life expectancy rate of 67.98 years for women. And in Nepal, the female literacy rate has gone up to 53.1%. Nepal is viewed as a religiously harmonious country for its state of development. The interim constitution provides for freedoms to practice one's religion." Nikita expressed her opinion about marriage. "I could also argue that my parents would allow me to choose my companion as long as the person is a right fit for me, because my parents accept the fact that I am an adult woman and they support my independence." Aashma said more curiously, "So, tell me about your political situation in Nepal." Nikita seemed a little frustrated as she tried to explain. "Aashma, in Nepal, political stability seems cursed. Recently, Nepal's parliament elected a new prime minister in the country's 25th change in leadership in 26 years. These factors are harming Nepal's struggling economy, which is expected to only grow 1.5% this year. The unfortunate reality is, Nepali citizens are not optimistic for the current governance in the near future because the majority of politicians are a new product from past corruptions." Aashma said, "Look, Nikita, I can't argue otherwise on behalf of Afghanistan either, since this country recently had a tangible transfer of power in the formation of a new government. But still, the Taliban and other insurgents continue to pose a threat to the government authority, launching more attacks in the first half of 2014 than any other year since 2011. In the end, both concluded that their country's situation ends, and they believe that politicians have to be held accountable for the ongoing war and unstable governments within their countries. Due to politicians' power-hungry game, females are the ones who suffer the most because politicians don't have sufficient time to govern their countries, but to be defensive to remain in power. Most of the time, these rulers' weaknesses lead females to lose their freedom and their rights, not to mention their quality of life in these countries. Because politicians chose opportunity costs on behalf of their self-interest to remain in power over the entire country's benefit. Therefore, female citizens from these countries' standard of living is just survival. That's why quality of life for females does not advance the way it should. As a matter of fact, we all know that it's an open secret. In these countries, females' productivity is almost none. Productivity leads to standard of living. Aashma and Nikita both realized that day that when individuals' productivity is suppressed, it affects females' quality of life in these countries.